Good morning. When I was a young man, I was obsessed with my girlfriend at the time. She was my childhood sweetheart. We had gone to the same primary school or first school together. We grew up in the same village. We had mutual friends, mutual interests. We had played together without the romance as kids. We used to play wrestling on the trampoline, and then when we both went to high school in different areas, we came back to each other. We found one another again, and we started dating. And it was like a supernova. The love was so strong. We were getting arrows from every direction. People were jealous. People didn't know what to do with it. And our obsession was beyond reality. She would come watch me play football. We would both share the exact same playlist. We would talk to each other all night till our eyes were red raw. This is before coffee, and we would have school the next day. When I was younger, I didn't really have any confidence in myself and my abilities. So finding somebody who would love me as much as she did I couldn't comprehend it. So when we broke up, it was beyond devastating to me. I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt things lean towards self-harm. I felt that I didn't have a place in the universe anymore, that everything was pointless. I felt like I could never ever touch that level of love and security again. I felt like I betrayed myself. The downfall of the relationship was on both of our shoulders, but I definitely caused a part in it. You see, when the relationship started, I was very good at football, and I was quite popular. I was unpopular at my high school. I actually didn't really have many friends at high school, but outside, I was kind of over. I had friends within the village, I had friends out of the village, and I was able to be myself, which was quite confident. And she was extremely shy and not very popular. But by the time the relationship had ended, my career in football wasn't going to happen, and I didn't really have anything else to stand on. It's not like I even put all my eggs into the basket of football. I didn't have anything planned for life, and she came from quite a well-off family, and suddenly I was sort of an anchor dragging her down. So I was sort of crucified, and it became I wasn't good enough for her, and my self-confidence got knocked, so I just started lying. When I was no longer playing football, I would pretend I was playing football to pretend I was doing something, and I basically got caught in my own web of lies, and I got accused of things that weren't true. But I think she was looking for a way to end the relationship, but because we were young, we just couldn't pull the trigger in a mature way. So she would accuse me of cheating, and rumors started spreading. We came from a small village, so I couldn't really go into the pub because people had some idea about me what wasn't true. I remember at the time thinking the best way to deal with this is to not reply, and if they talk to me, I'm going to pretend I'm ignorant and sort of ask them to ask questions themselves. Consider would I do the things what are rumoured. And I don't necessarily think all the rumours come from her. I think she didn't mean to start them, perhaps because people were looking to fire arrows at us from the very beginning. Because when you come from a small community and there's that level of love, and other people don't have it, and you're from quite a small-minded place, you will be taken down and your friends will become jealous. So by the time the end of the relationship, at the very end, I was, in a way, rightly so, somebody for the chopping board. And I remember doing a lot of groveling. I remember I started taking the bus because she took the bus, and I just wanted to be close to her. I never even made eye contact with her. I just wanted to be in her presence. And there came this day where I realized I had to cut ties with her, because she still wanted to be friends, and I just couldn't do that. I wasn't mature enough to do that. So I decided on this one fateful day not to talk to her. And this really interesting thing happened. I felt this sense of euphoria. And that euphoria might be untrue, in the sense that perhaps my brain was giving itself a dopamine hit to get over the sadness, because for 2 weeks I was just a wreck. I wasn't eating, I started drinking, I was unsocial, I wasn't even a guy who wears hoods, but I just didn't want anybody to see my face. I just had my hood up. I just felt great shame. And then this really blissful thing happened. And it sounds kind of crazy to talk about it in this way, because it's the sort of advice when it's given. Oh, sorry, it's the sort of advice what's not given, because it sounds so out of pocket. But I remember I cut most of my hair off. Then when my hair grew back, I dyed it blonde. And I just started experimenting. And this sounds reckless. It's something a society wouldn't suggest. But I just started experimenting, and I just did everything I could to experience life without her. And I was a good kid. I pushed some boundaries, but I never did anything what was criminal. I never did anything too destructive what I couldn't come back for. I didn't get any bad tattoos. But yeah, I just shaved my hair off and I lent into the pain. And slowly I was introduced to people who had more sense about them. And I learned in my older age that you don't leave everything on the table in a relationship. You give somebody what you're giving back. So you put in something, and if you get it back, you carry on giving. When you don't give it, when you don't get it back, you draw the line. So I learned on that fateful day, or that fateful year, when I was going through the breakup and I was experimenting with my look and my life, which was perhaps quite reckless to the outside, but it became this really peaceful thing where, through the destruction of myself and through the change, I came out of it a new man. And I learned to get over the consequences of the breakup. I learned that time keeps going on. I learned that I'm happy that I even had that relationship. It's just starting to rain a little bit, which is perfect weather to theme this video. I learned to get stronger, and I remember running into her again, and I felt good that I had overcome our old ghost. And at that time I was still a bit immature, so when I first ran into her again as a new man, with my life kind of sorted, I was a little cocky. But then there's more years being added to that. Than me now would actually just love to have a conversation and a coffee with my ex-girlfriend, because you realize how precious life is. You realize that our time is so finite. Why should we be angry? Why shouldn't we enjoy the past we had? And why couldn't we have some sort of friendly relationship? Now, I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't even know where she is in the world, and I'm sure she doesn't know where I am in the world. So, to end the video, my advice to you, if you are going through heartbreak, which can be also friendship, it can be the loss of family, any form of grief, is embrace the reinvention and see yourself on the other side. Okay guys, have a good week, good weekend. Enjoy yourselves out there. Ciao.